Hi everyone, this is Rhonda from Oombawka Design. Today we're going to make the Amelia crocheted hat. I will be demonstrating the newborn size, but you can choose whichever size you like from the list that I have included. Write down the number of chain stitches you're going to need to make for the size hat you'd like to make, and then grab your 5.5mm hook and your medium weight yarn and crochet along with me. For the newborn hat size, we're going to begin by chaining 56 stitches. But you also need to remember to leave a 10 to 12 inch tail of yarn at the very beginning because we'll need that to be able to sew the hat together at the end. So make a slip knot and put that on your hook and chain 56 stitches. Now we're going to work one single crochet in the second chain from the hook, chain one, and skip one chain, and work one single crochet in the next chain, chain one, skip one chain, work one single crochet in the next chain, chain one, skip one chain, and we're going to continue this all the way across until you reach the last chain of the row. As you can see, I'm working in the back bump of the chain. If you prefer, you can work in the back loop instead. When you reach the last chain of the row, work one single crochet, and then chain one and turn your work. If you're making the newborn size, you'll have 28 single crochets and 27 chain one spaces. For row 2, work one single crochet in the first stitch, work one single crochet in the next chain one space, chain one, and skip the stitch beneath it. The next one is a single crochet, and work one single crochet in the next chain one space. Chain one, skip one stitch, work one single crochet in the next chain one space, chain one, skip one stitch, all the way across to the last chain one space. We work one single crochet in the last chain one space, and one single crochet in the last stitch of the row. If you're working the newborn size, you will have 29 single crochets and 23 chain one spaces at the end of row 2. Chain one and turn your work. For row 3, work one single crochet in the first stitch, chain one and skip the next stitch, work one single crochet in the next chain one space, chain one, skip one stitch, one single crochet in the next chain one space, and continue this all the way across the row. Until you reach the last stitch of the row. Work one single crochet in the very last stitch of the row, chain one and turn your work. At the end of row 3, for the newborn size, you will have 28 single crochets and 23 chain one spaces. For this pattern, we will repeat row 2 and row 3 until you reach the number of rows you need for your size. I'm going to demonstrate a few more rows just to make sure you have an understanding of where you need to place your stitches. For repeats of row 2, work one single crochet in the first stitch, one single crochet in the next chain one space, chain one, skip one stitch, and repeat that across to the very last chain one space. You work 1 single crochet in the last chain 1 space and 1 single crochet in the last stitch of the row. Chain 1 and turn your work. For repeats of row 3, work 1 single crochet in the first stitch, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and work 1 single crochet in the next chain 1 space. You repeat this all the way across until you reach the last stitch of the row. And you work 1 single crochet in that last stitch. You would chain 1 and turn your work and begin another repeat of row 2. I wanted to demonstrate what it looks like in a different color. It may be a little bit easier to see. This is a repeat of row 2, so we're working 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and repeating this across. For this pattern, we work our first single crochet in the first single crochet of the row and our last single crochet in the last single crochet of the row. But for all other stitches in the row, we only work a single crochet in chain 1 spaces, and we skip all of the other single crochet stitches. To find out how many rows you need to make for your project, check the size hat you're crocheting and note the number of rows indicated in this list. Once you've crocheted that number of rows, come back to this video to see how you finish the hat. After you've completed your last row, you're going to finish off your yarn, being sure to leave a 10-inch tail of yarn for seaming. Next, fold your rectangle in half down the middle so the 2 side edges meet, and thread your yarn onto your yarn needle. Now, using a whip stitch, work under 1 loop of the side stitch only on each side of the fabric, and whip stitch seam the side closed. Once you reach the corner, you're going to weave in that end securely, before putting your other yarn end onto your yarn needle and closing up the top of the hat. Next, thread your yarn onto the yarn needle and weave your yarn through the last row of stitches from front to back and then back to front under the front loop only. We do this under every single crochet and every chain, not the chain space, every chain around. So this weaving motion, you move one way then the other. And it's going to allow us to cinch the top of the hat closed securely and leave just a tiny little hole at the top. Once you've gone through every stitch, pull gently but firmly to close the top of your hat. And you'll see there is a small hole there. To secure this, I use a simple stitch through the top from one side to the other, and I do this either 2 or 3 times in 2 directions. It creates a small X on the top of the hat. Once I've done this, I thread the needle through the center of the hat to the inside, and then I weave in the end very securely on the inside of the hat. I hope you've enjoyed making this hat, and if you would like, there is a matching triangle scarf pattern that goes with it. I'll leave a link for that in the description box below the video. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video, and I hope that you enjoyed making this hat with me today. For more tutorials, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and for more free patterns, please visit my site, oombawkadesignCrochet.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.